The next question, who will provide Murphy's semi-final opposition? Ali Carter, the second round conqueror of 7 times world champion Stephen Hendry, or Mark Selby, the surprise package of the championship? They've met 4 times before, honours even, but Selby did beat Carter in this season's Northern Ireland Trophy and leads 2-1 as we join Terry Griffiths and Willie Thorne for the 4th frame.
He would have gone for the red to the left of the blue Carter, but bridging was awkward, and Selby, when he's been hitting his safety bad, has had that little bit of run in. I'm not saying it'll carry on forever. I'm not saying he'll keep it in bad safety. But now Carter's played a similar safety shot and left him a much easier red to go at, hand on the table. And that's the result, here in the balls.
1.
That's the first one he's cued perfectly today so far, and that's given him a chance. If the red and the black spot pots, that's what he'd like to get on here, because he would be reluctant to pot the black. So he could play for that if he wants, but he's got the red in the middle as well, so he can play a choice of 2 shots here. So this is good. If he gets the gap nicely, you see, as long as he's not gone too hard, this is a very, very good shot. That's perfect, well played. Moving that red away, you see, you can pot the
4.
black then, and chance to win the frame. Couldn't do it with the red where it was. Excellent positional shot, that.
Five. $12. $13. $20.
Mark Selby made a break of 59 in the previous frame, and this is an excellent
21.
chance to surpass that. And I think he'll, obviously, once he gets a bit of confidence, it'll be hard to stop. This is worrying times already in this match for Ali Carter, because he's had a few chances and the run's not gone for him. And
28.
I think it's key in this game, you've got to keep yourself in check rather than worry about your opponent. And at the minute, Ali's getting a little bit subdued in his body language and not even looking at the table at the moment, just trying to get his mindset right.
29. $36. 37. $43.
Mark Selby's pot success rate has gone up in the last couple of frames because he started to score a little heavier. He's just gone over the 90% now at 91. He was at 95 yesterday
44.
for most of the match against Peter Ebdon, which is huge. To play the best of 25 and still have a 95 plus pot success rate is first class. At the minute he's had nothing to do really in this match because his opponent has not turned up at the moment.
49.
Really needs to drive home the situation when it's like this, when you've got an opponent struggling. You've got to take your chances, and that's a poor shot.
50.
Got it to do here. Black or blue, both difficult to get onto the next red. He's had a little look to see if the two reds that are nearest the right hand corner are a set, or a plant. If they are, he can just pot the blue plain ball and just come in between green and brown and probably play the plant. Doesn't need to go beyond that red on the cushion. Just pulled up in time.
55.
Tough pot he's left with.
The cue ball has been going out of control the last few shots. A good pot, that, very good pot, but because the pot was tough, he couldn't really put enough effort into the positional side, and long blue now to keep it going.
Good.
There's more pressure on this shot if this is a certain plant after it. He's going all out for it though, maybe just screw back. Wow. He just knocked somebody out in the front row there with his cue action.
Mark Selby, 56.
That was very snatchy, that one. Well, that is a certain plant, but he's taking the slightly more difficult red, purely because he knows that plant's there as a reserve.
1.
So an unexpected chance for Carter here. Now what? It's a matter of if he's ready for it. Look a little bit down on himself in the chair. Never know what's going to happen out there.
8.
What you got to do is keep your chin up at all times and hope somebody doesn't hit you on it.
9.
With there being a certain plant on, he may take the chance to move the red that's below the red and blue, but he knows the plant's a certainty, and if it is a certain plant, I'm surprised he didn't probably try and bring that red into play. Purely because he can get on this plant at any stage and pot it from
16.
anywhere. Yeah, the plant was unmissable.
17.
Now, of course, the problem's going to be in 2 shots' time. Probably getting half ball on the blue after this next black and red and bringing those reds into play. So he should definitely play for the blue off this red, but we'll see whether he does.
24. 25.
Needs the right angle here. I think he's okay. If you could obviously play it without any spins, you could judge the cannon easier. Well, it doesn't need to be
30.
straight here. If he's straight on this red, you can't leave an angle to bring the last red into play.
He's just trying to look whether he can roll it through now, this red, and leave an angle on the black. But the red's not in a bad position to play a double. Now, obviously, you wouldn't expect him to play a double. Now he's back into the frame. It may be too risky. But the key thing here is putting both red and black. In goes the red, and he's left himself
31.
actually the long blue now. The black's not on. Choice of shots, you can stun over to the side cushion, leave a long pot. You can come over here and hopefully leave an angle to drop it in the middle. I think it will pot if you smack behind it, but you won't play it in the middle if you're not. I don't think he's got the angle to try and move it, so he's looking at a possible safety shot. He's back in the frame, that's the key thing here. Don't do anything silly now you're back in the frame.
He's got to go for the pot in the blue, surely, leave himself a double. Well, he's somehow or other managed to force the cue ball over to that red. Still
36.
tight in that centre pocket. He's going to have to play it dead weight. Problem with that is the yellow's not easy to get on.
37.
See, the yellow now doesn't go past the brown. He could have just rolled the blue in, so he's got a bit to do here.
Yes, the in-off's not on if he runs it in, so he can run it round 2 cushions and play for the yellow in the middle. He could play it a little bit harder than that, and because the angle will be coming into the yellow, so he might kiss yellow or brown if he plays it firm, but I think he'll play for the yellow in the middle off 2 cushions. That's what he's done. See, there's the angle. If it had been an Ardy, you see, he'd have been kissing into the yellow. That's the reason he played it very controlled. And that's the best shot
42.
he's played in this match so far, and we're in frame 4. That's the best shot he's played. This will really get his confidence going a little bit if he can pinch this frame, because this is one he definitely should have lost.
44.
If he gets out of this session 2-2, he'll be the happiest man in Sheffield, because Selby could have won all 4.
$47. $51.
Still needs a black, so it's key he doesn't get straight on the pink.
56.
And because he was so worried about coming too high, he almost underhit that. But the in-off's not on, so just play those, 2 cushions. As long as you get the pot, the white will take care of itself here. Just a little bit of left-hand side needed. Well, he played it the more difficult way, but I think it's going to be okay.
62.
And it is okay. That was a lot more difficult than the 2 cushions. Black to somehow get out of this session 2-2. Well, what a time to get your highest break of the match so far. He trailed by 56 points to 0, and he cleared with a break of 6-9 to pinch it on the black to go into the interval at 2-all.
Selby then regained the advantage at 3-2 with runs of 38 and 41. He doesn't look phased on his debut in a Crucible quarter-final.
Well, he's brought the pink into play, but what he hasn't done is covered the red over the corner. He can get through to this one.
St Alistair Carter, because he's got a nice easy red to get started, he's had 1 chance already, and he's really got to start putting the points together now. It's very early in the match, and he's had a little bit of a bounce off that cushion. Springy one. Even this early, The first 8 frames. You don't want to go 2 frames behind early on, because then you're starting to hang on a bit. Played there for the red to the right of the black spot. That should clear the black if he pots the red. Against the black, it clears it into the 2 corner pockets.
Six.
Little bit careless if he's sorry about that, just had a bit of a cough there. He was a little bit careless if we finished straight. He had to do plenty with the cue ball there to bring it back into play, but he's played it nicely.
Should play for pink now. It's tight to get on the black.
14.
It wasn't the best shot he's ever played. Such an easy pot, so he could have done anything with the cue ball. What he couldn't be is too low. Now he's going to play the pink in and out. Pot in the centre, cue ball in and out the balk. He's okay, he's got the angle. But it's not making things easy.
20.
The secret is keep it simple out there. If you keep the cue ball under good control, you're never far away from your next easy pot.
$21. 26.
Looking a few shots in advance here. If you get an angle, he hasn't got much angle. So he's screwing back for pink.
27.
Otherwise you could have played for black and knocked the red above the black out of the way and left the other one open. It's just cluttering up the black there for positional purposes. All the black goes in the 2 corners. Maybe value to stay on the pink for 1 or 2 shots now.
$33. 34.
Ali made a beautiful 69 clearance in frame 4, which is the highest break of the match so far. He's got a
40.
chance to eclipse that here.
$41.
Must be straight on the pink. You can come back for the red into the right corner. Well played.
$47. $48. $54. 55.
Got into the cue ball there, played to get in behind the 2 reds in the middle, but got too much on the cue ball.
62.
He won't be too worried about that. He's secured this frame now. Break of 69 in frame 4,
62
break of
on
62 in frame 6, both times to level. Ali Carter all square again at 3 frames all.
He's got the chance to pop his red and get on the black, and he's not to be anything else on apart from the red he's played, and he may have done that. I don't think there was any other red that Mark Selby could have potted. It's a bit tricky this one if you play it dead weight and try and hold for the black. Have to pair that with well, striking the cue ball down low and taking the speed off the cue ball after it hits the red. Oh, he played it perfect.
1.
Very good.
Yes, and nice and low on the black, so he doesn't have to do anything but just play a little cannon into one just above the black, and that will hold and clear the black in both pockets now after this next red. Good chance this. Snooker's definitely getting better by the minute in this match.
8.
The first 2 frames, both players nervous as you'd expect them to be in their first quarterfinals of the World Championship, but they seem to have settled down now, and the standard is improving all the time.
He took the bull by the horns then, I must say.
16.
He's only just on one red. He would have been very unfortunate not to be on one, but even for this shot he's got awkward bridging. You can see there right over the top. He's got to be very careful. If you could drop the red in without using the cushion, it's not so, it makes the shot a little easier, but if you could have pushed through and get the cue ball on and off the cushion, you try and follow through, and you could then foul the red. Well played. Helped there that he potted that red slightly through the corner of the pocket. See, it went through the left of the pocket as we look, so that would put a little more pace on the cue ball. He caught it thin.
Very difficult, isn't it, Terry, when you cue down on a ball like that to generate any sort of topspin?
.24.
This is a bit more like it. It's only 24, but this has been a good effort. There's a few tricky shots he's had to play.
25.
There's another example sometimes with Mark cueing so low on the ball sometimes. Sometimes he gets a little bit too much action into the cue ball. Still okay, but he wanted to be a couple of inches further to the left. He could have played for numerous reds there. Just slightly lost the white again there, but there's still plenty of reds available. One in the corner, one in the middle.
31.
Need to stay on the black at the moment where the balls are, but don't think he can get onto the black from here.
Yes, it's not on the sixpence, as we'd say, the positional play, but these young lads pot so well, and there you see another example of how steep he goes into the ball with his cue.
Oh, 32.
I thought you had to catch the knuckle then and come out for the blue nicely, but in the end he's glad he just... The Cue ball still on the table. It could have gone in off. Not a good angle now. Just seemed to skim a red on the way past and took it towards the centre pocket.
Yes, the fact that it caught the far jaw, it meant that he was bound to run away from the reds, but he's usually very proficient at this kind of shot, the stun run through for the black, if he's straight enough to play that. Yes, he can either play the stun run through or roll it through off one cushion. The stun run through, you're guaranteed to cue a little bit easier than playing the roll through here, because you might be near the cushion. From that camera angle, it looks as if hitting the right-hand jaw, doesn't it? Let's see what happens here. Perfect. Played it. That's a very good shot to practice, but that's what we call a stun run through. And he played it, hit it, and the cue ball just released after the shot and went through about 8 or 9 inches. There it goes. Very well played. Another example of Mark not quite being in control of the cue ball today. Yesterday everything was straightforward. Every time he got in he was perfect on every ball. He looked like making a century every time he got to the table. He played as well as anybody I've seen yesterday as far as the break balloon is concerned. Today it's all been a little bit hard work.
46.
Again, he's got the wrong angle on the blue, but this time if he wants, he could
Force the weight through the ball here and out. That's very well played.
51.
We were just saying he's struggled with this position. Well, that's the best position shot he's played.
$52. $57.
Red and Keller will give Mark Selby his highest break of the match so far. And more importantly for Mark Selby, I want to win the frame now at this visit.
58.
Doesn't have to play the cannon, but a lot of players would, just purely to open the reds a little bit more. He only needs 2 more reds and colours, so he doesn't have to play into them.
That's okay.
$64.
That's the important one. Crowd here at the Crucible. Always clap when the player pots the ball that takes him into a safe position. Great chance now of a century.
Yes, can't get the highest of the tournament. That's 140 from Neil Robertson, but can get a possible 138 if he plays with blacks.
Well, a bit unfortunate there. He played the correct shot.
79.
Just lodged those 2 reds. He's still okay. I think he's got one in the middle or the corner. Middle is definitely the easiest pot. Just a little bit more complicated to get the position. And you can see his blues, pinks and blacks.
80. 87. Thanks. 88.
It's a bit more like yesterday's form, isn't it? Slightly lost the cue ball, but still no real problem.
95.
Red and colour for yet another century from Selby.
$96. $101. $102.
Mark Selby's 6th century of the championship so far. Of course, he done 5 against Peter Ebdon in one match. Good time to make another one. There's never a bad time to make a century, but
107.
he can't be behind now overnight. He's going to be a 4-3 or 4-4 all,
109.
sorry, or 5-3 up.
$112.
Very good. Be nice to see the clearance now.
116. $121.
Tried to take the cue ball around the houses, but it doesn't really matter. The bloke at 121 from Mark Selby, his first of this match. He's taken him in front again. He's 4-3.
A disjointed 8th frame also fell to Selby, so 5-3 to the Englishman at the end of the first session. Here's the first on the resumption of play. John Virgo and Neil Folds can be found in the broadcast booth.
Not bad. Not perfect by any means on the black. I don't know whether he can roll it in and miss the contact on the red just above the black. If he can play for reds to the right corner. Needs to miss the cannon though. And he didn't. Okay, he's still got the red to the right corner, but because he caught the red after potting the black, he's close to the cushion. He's a distance
8.
from the intended red. Tough shot to play. Terrific shot. Played to perfection.
That's worked out well. He didn't really get into the pack brilliantly, but
16.
he had enough on the cue ball so he didn't lose it up the table. Good shot.
$17.
Another superb shot from Ali. Getting plenty of action on the
24.
cue ball. Just watch the way this cue ball went into the reds. Stops, and then the backspin brings it free of the reds, nicely on the red for another black.
25. $32. $33.
Very confident start he's made. He looks to be hitting the ball very well, and that was evident in his previous match when he beat Stephen Hendry. Well, he's made 5 reds and 5 blacks, although
40.
if he was to continue on blacks it would take some shot here. Probably have to go up the table for a lower colour.
Yeah, just under hit the positional side of the shot. I think he's got a red to the left corner. As you say, Neil, forget the maximum now. Playing this red to the right middle. It's a thin cut, but as long as he doesn't kiss the yellow, he should be on the blue.
41.
Played it nicely. Now, may just decide to play a little cannon here. There's one loose red, maybe two, but the angle he's got on the blue, well, let's put it this way, it'll be more difficult to play for a loose red than try and develop more. So I expect a little cannon here. Now, he'd be unlucky not to be on one, and that's worked out perfectly. That has worked out inch perfect. The reds could
46.
not be better spread. Okay, maybe not a maximum, but at the moment, because he took the blue with one of the reds, is a possible 1-4-5. So he has a chance of a high break, but of course his main thought at the moment, win this frame.
$47.
Yeah, but as you say, John, I think you've got to consider a high break here. Where the balls are, I've never seen the reds look better. They're just all in the middle of the table and they all seem to go.
Straightforward little cannon. That's what he'll play now. And if he catches that red full, as we've indicated, it'd be perfect on, 3, 4, 5 reds. Oh, just slid by it. But he's okay.
54. $55.
Well, he's played up on the pink, which a little bit of a surprise. I thought he could have played on the black, but there you go. His main concern, quite rightly, is to just clinch this frame over and above any massive breaks he could make. Still looking at winning the frame, but 1-4-3 is the championship
61.
best this year so far from Stephen Maguire. He needs blacks with all of these reds
62.
to make 1-4-4 to pip him by 1.
$69. $70.
Well, now the frame is very, very much over. He can go on and try and
77.
beat the 143. There's the equation. 77 break.
78.
Now 78. We'll need the black with all of these. There you can see what he's taken. All blacks by 1 blue and 1 pink. It's a tremendous start to the match. Looks to be queuing like a dream.
$85.
Well, he needs a spider, but I don't think that's going to worry him. When you're right behind a red, it's never so bad. Has to do nothing with this but pot it.
$86. $93. $94. $101.
Very, very sweet century break, but the chance of more to come.
$102.
Well, he's played it well. Had to go high on this. Couldn't afford to leave a half ball red. There's no way he could have got up or got down to the black
109.
from it. So one good shot here to leave himself the perfect angle on the black, and all of a sudden he's in for a real shot at the high break. And that looks
110.
absolutely perfect as well.
Yes. Of course, Ali will be well aware that this is the chance for that high break to set the standard. Always overhit that a mile too hard. A mile too hard. He played for the yellow in the left corner pocket.
117.
A nod of the head. He'll have to roll it now into the left middle. If he pots the yellow, he'll be on the green, but it should have been easier than this. Well, left middle or left corner. What a recovery! What a shot that was! Back on track for a 144.
$122.
I can't agree with John Moore about that yellow. What a sensational recovery from probably as bad a positional shot as he's played in this championship. It's the only blemish in an otherwise
126.
absolutely flawless break to date.
$131.
That looks absolutely perfect as well. So just the black.
137.
Fantastic stuff. Brilliant stuff. Ali Carter with a break of 144 is in line for the highest break prize if that stands. He's pulled a frame back. He only trails 5-4. What a brilliant break, and look how pleased he is.
The highest break of the championship and Carter's personal best in professional competition. If that doesn't give him a boost, nothing will. Mind you, Selby 49 to the good in frame 10.
Well, having missed it, he'll be anxious to see what he's left. Don't think the red to the right of the yellow will pass the yellow into the corner. Well, I didn't think it did. Well, it must do because he's playing it. Went comfortably. What a chance now this is for Ali to win a frame he could never have expected.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of minutes ago, there were 3 reds on the cushions. Needs to be a bit careful here. You can see he's 46 behind with 4 reds left. There's a chance that where the reds are, it would be easier to take low colours, so he wants to make sure he's got enough points. Can't afford to take yellows and greens, otherwise he wouldn't be able to win, so he needs to just watch out for that.
4.
But I think it would be a massive turning point if he could pinch this frame.
Seven.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Neil. He's 41 points behind. These 3 reds, 3 browns would put him 26 points behind with 27 on. That's why it was
8.
imperative he gets to a high-valued colour. Played that nicely. There's only the blue, really, and that's not too difficult. That you could see as maybe a stumbling block. Another quick look at the scoreboard. This pink certainly takes the pressure off the colours after the next 2 reds. Just 35
14.
points behind now, so any colours will do.
15.
I have a feeling, you know, when he played for that red in the middle, he overscrewed. I don't think he'd been wanting to play for the pink. He had to, the potting angle he had on the red. Oh, and dead straight, he's now got a slight problem. Because dead straight as he is, there's always a chance if you played a deep screw to try to get close to the red, there's a possibility you could go in off in the middle. So, having to leave himself this long red.
Yeah, I thought he might play to hold the spot there,
21.
actually. Well, that might help his chances of going from blue to pink later on. I suppose this pot means more to him at the moment.
Yes, and the straighter it is, the more you fancy getting it. Big shot. Oh, wonderful. Right in the heart of the pocket. Looks at the scoreboard. You can have the green, Ali. Any colour will do. And now the 6 remaining colours for the perfect start. 144 break in the last frame.
25.
This, to win this one at this visit, will taste just as sweet.
27.
There's only one problem. Leaving himself the perfect angle on the blue to drop onto the pink. Well, he's okay on the brown, as I say. It's just getting inch perfect position on the blue. You see where he is now, that'd be a little bit too far. Just off straight, so you can just roll the blue in and drop on the pink. If he's too straight,
34.
and he looks as though he may be, he can't get close to the pink. Let's have a look. 2 straight. He'll still have a shot at the pink, but if that cue ball had travelled another inch, it'd have just been easy to drop the blue in for the pink. Pulled out a good shot on the last red. He needs another one now because he still needs pink and black. Right in the heart of the pocket and played it to perfection. Black for the frame. What a frame. Big frame. Ali Carter takes it. He's won the first 2. He now levels 5-all.
Carter also snatched frame 11 on the black but didn't score a point in the next as Selby drew level at 6-6.
Just thinking about this, he doesn't really want to play for the red on the top cushion, but he's thinking, well, that's the easiest red to get on. He knows this is a little bit of a tester. I know they
59.
knocked them in, you've seen, without any problem, but still needs to be struck correctly. See? You see?
Ali Carter, 59.
It's not the red he wanted to play for, ideally, but he thought, well, it's risky playing for another red, and he played for it, and it just went to the top cushion and wasn't in.
1.
Yeah, that could be a turning point. As you say, I think he felt it was just harder to play on a different red in the end, so he took his chances, but you can never be a certainty to pot those along the cushions. Now then, this is a good chance for Mark Selby, and in long matches it's the odd frame here and there that you maybe pinch that you should lose. It makes a difference, and of course vice versa, the frames that you lose that you should win, and this is one of those. I mean, looking at the table, there's no obvious reason why he shouldn't clear up. It's never quite
16.
as simple as that. Things crop up along the way. Ali will be wishing he didn't have to play on that red. The only awkward red was the one that he landed on before the frame was safe.
Seventeen. $22.
Choice of reds, but in taking the middle one of the 3 there, he opens the game right up. It's an even
23.
better chance now if that's possible.
$30.
29 points behind still. Going up for the
31.
blue and not far enough. A good angle on the blue, and the frame was, well, you think he'd still be favourite to take the frame, but not so much now. Having to send that cue ball in and out of baulk. He's got a good line. Oh, and a good length. That's an excellent shot.
36.
Could have gone wrong. But boy, he played that well. Top spin, follow through. Didn't play it with any side. Didn't want the angle to wind, and the perfect length. Well played.
$37.
Well, he's got the angle, it would seem, here. Just to stun up the table and get on the last thread. That looked to be the only other problem. That red, which of course you can see is not near a cushion, but it's just placed a little bit up the table. But from here, you can definitely get onto it nicely.
Yes, left a perfect angle on the pink. Reduced his arrears now to just 16
43.
points. So it's all about this last red, really. If you can pot this, get nice position, probably play for the blue. The reason I say that, it's if he gets nice on the blue, it's an easy shot to just drop on the yellow. And with the colours on the spots, if this next shot goes right, favour it to win the frame. It's not perfect. It is not perfect. I'm sure he played for the blue. I can't believe he'd play for the pink. But he wanted to be straighter on the blue. So there's a little bit of work to do here with the cue ball. If he plays for the blue, you'd think, well, got a choice in between green and brown or yellow and brown, but you can't hit a ball colour here. Perfect. Well played. Very well played. Now, that looked like the only thing that could possibly go wrong.
$51. $54.
Just one shot, I guess, now is this one to get onto the blue perfect, and that is frame over then. He's overscrewed. Oh, that means there's more work to do. We thought he'd played the hard positional shot, blue to yellow. It was a very measured shot. But he's going to have to play another one now. Lots of topspin.
63.
That is pretty good. I mean, he's not perfect on this. At least he's got some kind of a shot at it. Didn't finish dead in the centre of the table. Now then. He's made hard work of this, really, on the colours. I think any snooker player will tell you the brown to the blue is the last really difficult shot. And that's where he went slightly wrong. He only wants this, though. He doesn't need the black, which is a big help. He's got it. That is a very good clearance and a very telling clearance. Ali Carter made 59, Mark Selby clears with 69, and he's back in front at 7-6.
Ali decided to go for that red. It was a tricky one, being close to the baulk cushion. It wasn't far away, but well, I think you mentioned in the last frame, Neil, neither of these players frightened to take a chance. So we shouldn't criticise them when they miss what you think is a shot too far. Is he on the black? Just. It's too straight to do much. And he couldn't just screw back. You could see that when he played the black, that the red wouldn't go into the right corner. So this is the best he could do leaving himself on this red just above the black.
Mark Selby 8.
Well, it wasn't easy. But having missed it the way he did, and he's left a chance, because playing at that speed, you get close, you're going to leave it near the pocket. Good long pot. But as I say, it wasn't that far away from the pocket, so he'd have been disappointed if he hadn't knocked it in, but he's nicely on the black. Oh, Ali.
Ali Carter 1.
You cannot afford to miss black balls off the spot. Not at this level. And he was perfect on it. Didn't have to do anything with the cue ball. The fly's back.
Well, you killed it. Still there. One.
Always nice when you made a mistake, as Mark Selby did, to be quickly back at the table. That mistake he made on his last visit only cost him 1 point. Playing for the red at the bottom of the cluster, and he's played it nicely. Two ways of playing this. You either play it with top spin, and that's the way he's doing, like striking the cue ball above centre, follow through, got to push through the reds.
9.
But there's always that problem. You're not really sure how much it's going to go through the second red. He's a little bit closer to the cushion than he would have liked to have been. But that was a good pot and good position.
60. $17.
Well, he's well to finish high on the blue there. If anything, he's gone a little bit too far. But from the angle, it wasn't straightforward to get that high up. It wasn't quite straight enough. However, he did it. That didn't look unnatural either to go into them. He's been a bit fortunate, and he just puts his hand up. But it was quite an adventurous
22.
shot, and sometimes that's what you get when you play a shot like that. You get a little bit of good fortune. It wasn't really a natural. I mean, he's not very straight on this, and the pack don't look very appealing, so he did quite well to hit them at all and landed on a red. There's the hand being raised.
$23. 30. $31.
Another very good shot. Couldn't have played it better. The key to that is the amount of backspin he gets on it, which really stops the cue ball from going very far. A beautiful shot. It's big help if you've got the power
39.
to get that much on the ball. It really means that those shots don't go wrong all that often.
$46. Switch it off, please. $47.
Doesn't have much of an angle, but it won't matter. Plenty of red sticking out the side of the pack, either side. Play on one in either corner pocket that is lined up here.
$52. $53.
Almost there. A bit of work more to do. One more red needed.
59.
He's got his concentration back. I felt that he lost it for a while in the first part of this session. It's been a feature of his game throughout this championship. He gets into the zone in amongst them. Not always inch perfect by way of position, but everything else is there. He's a much improved player. Here's frame ball.
And right in the middle of the pocket. So, Ali Carter, who started this afternoon session, 2 frames behind. He went 6-5 in front. But he's now lost the last 3. So it's as you were.
67. Foul. Mark Selby 67. Ali Carter 6.
Well, that was a surprise, but will Ali carry on? There's 59 left on the table. There's 68 behind. It should be 8-6 to Mark.
Frame conceded. Frame Mark Selby.
And the frame is conceded. Ali came to the table, looked at the situation. So Mark Selby has got his 2-frame advantage back. It's now 8-6.
The 15th frame also fell to Selby as the irrepressible world number 28 moved 9-6 ahead. The story continues to unfold with Clive Everton and Terry Griffiths giving the narrative.
As soon as Carter had missed that red, he was watching very anxiously to see where it was going to finish.
One.
Two days ago, Mark Selby made 5 centuries in a day here, and beating Peter Ebden.
Five.
Only John Higgins and Ronnie O'Sullivan ever made as many centuries.
Played that perfectly. So we stunned it at the pack, otherwise the cue ball would come back towards the black cushion. Great spread of balls. He'd be very unfortunate if he's not on one. I think he's got one. Into the middle pocket. He's having a look though. Oh, it goes, yes. Comfortable. He's looking if he can stay for the pink, possibly in the opposite centre pocket. Well, blue must go. Thought it was covered with that red. Good chance here to win another frame. That would be 5 on the spin. Of course, Alistair Carter, he's got to find a way somehow or other to win a frame early on in this session. There's a number of ways 19. You can tighten things up a little bit and try and limit the chances for your opponent, or you can play the aggressive way, which Alistair Carter did here. Missed a long red, but hit it quite well. But since then, Mark Selby's been on the table.
$26. $27.
This looks very much like 10-6 coming up.
$35. $42. $43.
Didn't want to clip the black on the way past there, but he's okay.
And Carter already needs snookers.
50.
Several snookers.
51.
Selby got in front this afternoon at 7-6.
58. $59.
He did so with a 69 clearance from 59 behind. Won the next frame with a 67 break.
66. $67.
Also won the 39-minute concluding frame of the afternoon, which was much scrappier.
$69. $70.
And could convert this frame-winning effort into a century.
$75. $77.
Got hold of that unexpectedly fiercely.
$80. $84. $89.
No century,
Mark Selby.
but the break of 89 puts Mark Selby 5 frames clear. He leads by 10 frames to 6.
Then came the Carter fight back. 10-6 became 11-10, 12-11, and he's just made a 78 break to force a decider. It's the first time ever the 2 Crucible quarterfinals have gone to the wire.
Alistair Carter's not fully committed to this plant. He's looked at it and he's going to take it on, but he's got safety in mind. Must avoid the red and the black there on the way back down, and he's failed to do that. That could be costly.
Is the black blocking the corner pocket for the nearest red? Well, that red would be possible from right behind it, but from the angle at which Selby's got to play it, it's much more difficult.
If it's tight, he's got another option, the red in the middle of the table, into the right centre pocket. Well, it does go. He's decided to take it on.
He's on the black.
That's
8.
okay, he played it with enough pace to be sure he'd be on a red in the centre if he didn't get one in the corner. Earlier in this match, when he was in full flow, he would Sort of half fancy him to win the frame from here, but this is a different situation.
Nine.
Every shot they're playing takes everything out you. That's all I can explain what it's like there in the deciding frame in the quarter-final of the World Championships. It's
16.
a test of nerve, cue action. I think sometimes the players out there, Clive, they get to a stage when the nerves seem to drift away. They're just sort of in a frame of mind that all they see is a shot in front of them. That's the ideal situation here for Mark Selby.
This is the Crucible. This is where a player's mettle is tested in the fiercest heat the game can offer.
Reputations are made. And reputations are made or broken. He's not going to get a better chance than this.
23.
I remember the Steve Davis maxim
30.
to play as if it means nothing when it means everything.
$31.
Intrinsically, this is a frame and match-winning opportunity. But add on the tension, the pressure, and it's not so easy.
I know where I'd rather be at
36.
this moment, and that's on the table, not sitting in the chair. That's a terrible place now. You're thinking, am I going to get another chance? He misjudged the safety shot. Selby seems to have grasped his opportunity here. It's been a great match. Both players
37.
played very well in spells, and one of them is missing out on the semi-final.
$44. $45.
Mark Selby, of course, has been fine-tuning his cue action and his mental approach with his coach, Coach Palmer. He's been with him for a little while. I think he's managing Mark as well. He'll be sitting in the Crucible
50.
somewhere with no fingernails left. No fingers, possibly.
51. $58.
Only 3 reds left, actually.
Yeah, okay.
So this is the ball that would leave Carter needing a snooker to stay in the match. Carter just praying that Selby's going to miss it.
Mark Selby, 58.
Carter breathes again. But that was a great effort from Selby. 58 to go 47 in front with only 3 reds left.
Oh,
Well,
you could have seen this, Red, if the pink came up and just nudged the cue ball. And the green is snookering Mark Selby. For the red he needed to get into the semi-final.
Carter having played his shot a little heavy-handedly. Well, it was asking a lot to judge the swerve to perfection to make the putting angle.
The question is Alistair Carter going to take this red along the cushion? He's looking at it. He may feel that this could be his chance. A minute or two ago he was in the chair thinking he's out anyway. Poor Selby missed that red down the cushion.
This surely is it. Carter has fought magnificently. If that red hadn't jawed, maybe he could still have won. A terrific effort to come back from 10-6 and 11-8 down to 11-all. But it's 23-year-old Mark Selby from Leicester who has prevailed. He kept his head. He kept his cueing.
14.
He kept his composure.
$21.
A match of 9 hours, 18 minutes duration. It's gone the full distance.
23.
Both players have emerged with enormous credit. A fluke when he
26.
didn't need it, because this is a lap of honour.
26, Trevor Knox.
A wonderful battle, but Mark Selby beats Alistair Carter by 13 frames to 12 in a classic Crucible late night finish to go through to the semi-finals for the first time.
After a generous helping of quarter-final drama, 2 Scots and 2 Englishmen will go head-to-head in the semi-finals of the 888.com World Snooker Championship. Stephen Maguire versus John Higgins, Mark Selby against Shaun Murphy. You can see both semi-finals in our next 2 programmes. Much to look forward to, but right now we sign off from Sheffield and that theatre of snooker dreams, the Crucible.